Hey everyone, it's Nate. Thanks for joining back again. I haven't been with you for a while, and I felt like getting out here and talking to you guys about a couple of things. Both where has One Nation been and where is One Nation going? And that's pretty interesting topics on both fronts. Um, but the main thing is we are absolutely still here, and as a matter of fact, it has a very clear direction, which I'll explain to you in a minute. But first, let me jump in. If you are listening on the podcast, thank you. If this is your first time listening on the podcast, thank you. Also, if you are not aware, we are now on YouTube with the show. So, does not mean we'll go exclusive to YouTube or exclusive to any particular video content. Just means that's where we're at right now, alongside Instagram as our primary social media. And so you can find us there. Please subscribe and like and do all the fun stuff there. Comment away, that'd be great. But let me jump into where we've been. So, as most of you know, I started two shows when I started doing this, and this was just one of the two shows. The other show is Three Drinks Down. My friend Greg and I, we sit down and we have three drinks, as it says, and we describe those drinks, we shoot the stuff, and we probably get into some silly topics and make fun of each other and do what we do when we drink. It's a fun show. It's pretty lighthearted. Occasionally we get into some serious social topics, but for the most part, it's pretty fun. We've done about 18, 19 episodes over there, and it sets up really well. So what I realized very quickly, though, with One Nation Presents was, unless it's an interview, it doesn't set up 100% well to have just a vocal medium. And what I mean by that is, if I was doing something like the Circle of Influence episode, that really requires for a lot of people to sit down and see the circles and maybe even have an opportunity to see something being presented to them. And while I was able to put pictures on Instagram and show that to people, it really wasn't as impactful as I'd hoped it would be. And I realized that I'd really bitten off way more than I can chew. Now, I don't take that as a failure. I take that as a learning lesson. That's something that I just have to move forward for and think about in the future. Maybe some things set up better for vocal and not. Seems really simple, right? But sometimes you have to learn the hard lessons the hard way. And I did there. Things like interviews, those tend to set up better sometimes for just an audio media, right? And so that's okay, but it also would have been great to have video there. Now we had some pictures from the farm, like at Hamlin Hills Farms. And by the way, we just got a quarter of their beef this weekend. It's going to be fantastic to use. But we would have much better experience to actually have the video of the people out, maybe out with the cows, talking about the cows, and in this case, Bill and Francis, things of that nature, right? So realizing that this is setting up, especially when it's more geared towards people and thought processes and helping you advance your thought process or motivational. So the YouTube component of this is absolutely important. So that's where we've been. We've been realizing that this content isn't exactly going where we wanted to, just over an audible medium. Okay, so shift gears. So where are we going? Well, here's what's happening. If you guys have now jumped over and clicked the YouTube channel already, you probably already see that this is the first video under One Nation Presents folder. There's already a video in the Three Drinks Down folder. So everything I'm doing content-wise right now is going under the One Nation YouTube channel. Now, why is that? Primarily because as I build content and I build everything together, it is one family of a brand. I just bumped the mic. Sorry about that. So it is going to stay together for me. Also, it's because it fits in my vision. So at first, remember my vision was I want to get out there and podcast. Pretty simple, straightforward goal. Makes sense. Now my vision is I'd love to have this channel of content and eventually make it into something that is a lot like what you see maybe if you guys follow comedian Tom Segura, where he has like Your Mom's House. And that is where he has a YouTube studio. It serves the purpose of his show and the show he does with Bert Kreischer and the show they do with Dr. Drew and things like that. But they also have the ability to incubate for others and have people put their content out there. I don't know that their content would necessarily be under the One Nation flagship. It may be. I don't know. That's something I have to work through over time. But I'd love to be able to be a part of that or help people get started in this. So it's really where my passion's at. So keeping my channel together and getting that to the point where it's able to be something that lets me do it full time is the focus right now. And that's going to be as quick as it happens or as slow as it happens. I can't predict it right now, but I have to build that business. And so right now, everything will be underneath the One Nation YouTube channel. However, I don't pretend to think that if something gets too big for that channel because it's starting to take it over or it just becomes that popular, that I don't break it out into its own channel. So longer term, I have some decisions to make, but that's neither here nor there. The main point is I really appreciate all the support you guys have shown so far. And any support you can provide going forward, whether it's keep listening on the podcast, on all those popular podcast platforms, that's a lot of P's, or also, and or I should say, joining us on YouTube as well, subscribing, clicking likes on all these things, and of course, all the things you hear. Smash the like button, right? That's what all this saying. So I'm learning all that stuff, along with learning everything on the back end of video editing now. Which, if you see me looking down the screen, I'm just looking down at some of the things just to make sure it's all good. And so I'll quit babbling now. Main point is, One Nation's going to be on YouTube is going to be a spot for all content that have my hands in and have an opportunity to post through here. But you can still find the shows individually in the podcast world completely separated. So you don't have to worry about that. I appreciate you guys and look forward to interacting with you more and more as time goes on. Take care.